Well, very hot today, and I want to talk to you about Nice Bus and the crap that I had to deal with today on Nice Bus, which is not nice. It's really called Crazy Bus because no air conditioning still today on most of the buses. Very hot. Even some of the buses in Suffolk have air conditioning. If you hear all the fans blowing, it's because I'm overheated because I got off a packed, on-air-conditioned bus. Why was the bus packed, you may ask? Well, First, let me show you the bus ride I had going to Hicksville, and then you're going to see after that what happened.
Another miserable day on the nice bus here. M22, no air conditioning. It's got to be 90 degrees in here. You hear it going when it's blowing hot air. See, it's crowded. I don't know, we're already late. I don't know what's going on here. The driver had to stop here. I don't know what's going on. But, see, it's crowded. Back of me, you'll be able to see. Like, see, it's a good amount of people on here. It's hot in here, man. I'll tell you. Finally, can turn that thing off. It was just blowing hot air.
So, yeah, no air conditioning. It was crowded. And not even all the windows were open. And then the guy had the heat on. It was blowing hot air. He finally turned that off. But it was just brutal, man. I mean, we're close to upper 70s, close to 80 today. And in that bus, it had to be in the 90s. I have such a huge headache. I had to take yet another headache pill. Because I didn't go to the South Shore today because I was beat from yesterday. And that would have been an even longer ride on these buses. So going back from Hicksville, I got the 708 and 24 bus. All right, no air conditioning, but luckily it wasn't crowded. It really wasn't too crowded until we got to Mineola, because guess what happened? The 703 N22 bus that left from Hicksville wound up breaking down in Mineola. That's right, and it was a new flyer bus, next N40 bus 1950, and then the bus got jammed. So this is what happened.
Looks like we got a breakdown. The bus ahead of us broke down. It's going to get overcrowded. Yep. And it's next N40, 1950. It's going to get overcrowded now. Great. And now we're going to have an overcrowded bus. Unbelievable. They never got another bus. Look at this. Could be overcrowded. Got a breakdown. Bus 1950 broke down. 22. Look at this. Look at this. Remember, there's no train service here. Yeah, this bus right here broke down, 1950. Another 22. Yeah, that one right there. Standing room only. And they have these Long Island Railroad shuttle buses. They couldn't use that to fill the run? Nope.
Are required to wear face masks while on the bus until further
It's jammed up.
Es obligatorio que todo pasajero use una máscara que cubra la cara mientras esté en el autobús.
So it's that bus that broke down was a 703 22. We're the 708 out of Hicksville 24. And they're probably not going to fill the run. More people over here are going to get on. This is going to be a disaster. Thank God I'm getting off. This is what we deal with. This is the way we deal with it. We're going to might have to flag people because we're full here. There's nobody here.
So mind you, we're in a pandemic, right? And we have an overcrowded bus. I'm sure he had to flag people because I'm sure there was more people down the line that Or maybe they just stuffed them in there. I mean, we're in a pandemic. There's no air conditioning. And this is the way we're treated because this railroad can't provide shuttle buses. It's ridiculous. I'm so outraged. Meanwhile, they had 2 buses sitting there to do that shuttle. That East Williston, that Mineola, Hempstead, East Williston shuttle. Williston, I mean, they had 2 buses. They couldn't take one of those out to fill the run on the N22. No, that run probably won't get filled. And then everybody's going to be stranded. Everybody who's on the 22 is going to be stranded and then have to get ripped off. But this is the way we're treated in the middle of the island. Meanwhile, they're treated like royalty on the South Shore, of course. They get shuttle buses. And they get coaches, too. Some of the buses were coaches just because, right? Well, I'm tired of it. I really am. Trying not to curse. I'm tired of it, all right? I am tired of this crap with no alternative transportation being provided by this railroad. It is time this crap has to stop. And I'm also fed up with the fact that people in the middle of the island don't seem to even complain about this. It's like all the people there are no people with standards here. It's reminding like the whole middle of the island's kind of like Westbury. When I used to live in Westbury and I used to say people in Westbury had no standards. Well, apparently that applies to the whole middle of the island because why aren't you all speaking up and complaining? Why are you just letting this happen? All right? This is not right to the rest of us, that are stuck living here. We don't have a choice. We can't live on the South Shore because we're not allowed to because those preppy, lily-white finance professional snobs only want to be with their own kind. So we got to deal with this crap, tonight. Cross Honor between 22. Why don't you provide shuttle buses between Floral Park and Hicksville? We've been talking about this now for over a year now, ever since Pat Foy got in. That's when it stopped. And we have no shuttle buses. And nobody speaks up. You go on the Twitter, there are no comments. Only for my colleagues. Sometimes you'll see a comment. That's it. Everybody knew I Park, Mineola, Westbury, Carl Place. Why aren't you speaking the hell up? Or you all have no standards already. All right? Because this is destroying the communities. Nobody wants to live here. Everybody's fighting to live on the South Shore. Nobody wants to live in a town where there's no train service every weekend. And where you're not even providing shuttle buses. Who wants to live in a town with no shuttle buses? Who wants to live in a town with no life? Who wants to live in a town with homeless people? No one! All right? Everybody wants to live on the South Shore. Who can blame them? Especially when you got to deal with crap like this and then told you got to take a nice bus, which will probably break down and have no air conditioning. So, you can understand why I'm just a little upset. More like a lot upset. But I knew this would happen, and I got to go through a whole another summer of this crap. Because the railroad, the MTA has hundreds of express buses sitting idle as I speak, and they can't be sent out here for people in the middle of the island. No, we got to get on an on-air conditioned, crowded nice bus in the middle of a pandemic because Pat Foy doesn't care, because he's beholden to Wall Street. It's all part of the plan to destroy us, and nobody seems to want to raise the hell up and fight. If people in the middle of the island aren't going to fight back, and I have no choice but to fight to live on the South Shore. At least they got standards down there. At least they speak up. Why aren't you? Maybe you're okay with living in a hood. Maybe you're okay with beat-up cars and crime and no train service, but I'm not okay with it. All right? We don't have to go down this road if we would just unite and speak up. All right, so, and I got through a whole summer of this crap. It's all brought to by Ed Mangano, Cuomo, the governor, Governor Cuomo, Ed Mangano. Nice bus. I hate nice bus. It's crazy bus. MTA needs to come back. They don't maintain their buses. It was an XN40 that broke down. And they're going to get new buses from Gillig. I don't know. Somebody said they might even get new Gilligs. I don't know. I'll see it when I believe it. But the reality is that this company isn't ever going to properly maintain their buses. That's the reality of it. They're never going to maintain their buses. All right? Not until we get MTA back here. Is this crap going to stop once and for all? But in order for that to happen, we got to send Governor Cuomo his packing papers. We got to lock him up and put him in the slammer for the rest of his life. Same goes for you, Pat Foy. And Ed Mangano. And anyone else connected to this corruption. Trust me, if you had to ride all the hot buses, no air conditioning today, you'd be steaming mad too. The summer's just getting started. It's going to be a hell of a summer. But the snobs will be living it up on the South Shore. It's just too bad you snobs won't let me live with you. You only want to be with your own kind. That's it.